What is up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Sunday Open. I am your host, Nick, joined by, once again, a very special guest, Sara. How are we doing? I think everyone loved it so much last week, we had to have you back.
Hey, I'm doing great. Excited to talk charts this week and see kind of what we get and make some money.
Absolutely. It seems like everything in this market is just rallying to the upside, moving higher, and it's hard to not want to join on to the party. I think you and I were talking about last week kind of the early steps that the market needed to take to potentially give us that run and making a new all-time high, and it was good to see it actually get up there and kind of do that. So I'm sorry, is this coming through? Sara, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was getting weird feedback in my ear, and I didn't know if I was actually going live anymore. So, yeah, everybody in the chat, thank you for all being here. Thank you for everyone hanging out. This has been a fun way to kind of do the show. I've enjoyed having guests, so it's good to have Sara here. And let's talk about last week a little bit. Let's go to the charts. So, as I was kind of alluding to, I think Sara and I were talking about us potentially making another all-time high here in equities last Sunday. And I mean, we pretty much set the stage for that, I want to say, early in the Globex session on Sunday. And I don't necessarily want to say the party's over. I mean, even looking at us tonight, since we opened 2 minutes ago, we're already kind of gapping up and moving higher and retracing some of the sell-off from the end of Friday. But I'm not exactly convinced yet. I mean, we have a government shutdown going on. You have who knows what's going to come out this week as far as political headlines and everything else. I don't know what data is even going to be released anymore. So This is shaping up to potentially maybe give us a little bit of range expansion, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. We'll have to wait and see. But last week was, kind of an interesting double distribution when we really look at the two sets as far as, volume that we really put in last week, and both of them sitting basically around the value area high and value area low. So giving us that roughly 50-point range that we pretty much traded in the S&Ps for majority, if not all, of last week. And if it wasn't for somebody trying to kill the party on Friday, I would be, ready to continue to buy this high and hope for the best. Yes, kind of settling just above the old all-time high, which is going to be sitting here right around 67.50s, let's call it, give or take. And kind of in a decision point in the NASDAQ as well, sitting right around that 25,000 spot. So I don't know. This is going to be a weird week. I really don't have a discernible edge just yet, outside of until we really lose 6,700. I'm not really ready to short this thing outside of scalps. I would want to see us well back inside of the old all-time highs, potentially kind of below that 6,700 mark on the S&Ps. But Sara, how did you feel about last week?
It was pretty good for us as far as like strat traders go. The tell was kind of, what day was this? Tuesday. The tell was on Tuesday, really, when we kind of broke the previous day's low and then couldn't stay below it. So we were looking for an outside day to continue up to the all-time highs. And then same thing kind of happened this day. They went double outside day, which was also fun. We also called for an outside day and potentially, if it kept going on this day, which was Wednesday, calling for a new all-time high. So this right here is a broadening formation on a lower time frame, which we love.
Sara,
look to trade.
Let's go to Sara's charts so we can actually see what she's talking about.
I forgot. Sorry. Yeah,
you're good.
Let us do that.
We're good now.
Okay, so what I was saying was on Tuesday when we dipped below Monday's low and couldn't stay below it, we were targeting an outside day because, again, with the strat, there's only 3 kinds of candle types, inside, outside, and directional. And when we failed that, we were looking to take out the previous day's high, which we did. And then it happened again on Wednesday, where again, we took out the previous day's low and then started coming back through. So we were calling for a double outside day that day. And then if it stayed above that level, then we were calling for a new all-time high, which we did hit. So these double outside days are a broadening formation on a lower time frame, which the 60-minute was real clear. Let's go to the 60-minute chart right here. So this was, let's see, what day was this? Wednesday? Yeah. So we had this drawn. The chart was only about here. Like this hadn't happened yet. But you could see the broadening formation. You had a high, a low, a new high, a new low. So when the market opened at 9:30 on Wednesday, we were long targeting outside day and then new all-time high. And you can see we didn't even have a 60-minute against us. So it just went up all day to the target, completing the broadening formation. And yeah, that was good trading. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, we post stuff like this ahead of time. People like to call strat traders hindsight traders, but we actually post it beforehand. So it's just kind of funny. Yeah, so it was good stuff. And then NQ, followed suit, kind of did the same thing. Except it didn't have outside days back to back. It only had one outside day. So again, when you can't stay below a previous day's low, start coming back through. This is target 1. Nope, that's target 1. That's target 2. And then target 3 was a new all-time high, which it hit all in one day. So that was really nice as well. And then these are for other setups that I'm going to talk about later when we start getting into that. Or should I just go ahead with it now?
Let's go with it, because I mean I think we're going to do a good coverage of ES and NQ. The only thing I kind of want to talk about a little bit too is going to be crude and a little bit of gold, because I became a gold trader last week, Sarah. I don't know about you.
Wow.
I had some fun with some gold, and I was actually very thankful for it, because I mean, you look at equities, like, yes, there was this breakout move to all-time high, but there were several moments of just slow consolidation, chop, and a few violent moves to the downside, I think Thursday and Friday. So I was just having fun playing around with gold. So I might do that again this week. We'll see what equities do. So we're going to talk about that. But yeah, let's jump in.
Yeah, gold just keeps grinding into new highs every single week. So similar kind of to last week, we are closer to continuing to the upside. We've had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've been straight up for 4 weeks in a row now. I personally would prefer we get some sort of corrective activity or pullback on the weekly time frame, just because it just makes trading easier when we get a pullback. It's hard to buy up at the all-time highs. It's not, really, it's not what we like to do. We look to come back through a range, like with our broadening formations. So we are closer to going, wow, YM really gapped up. That's way up there. Huh. Wonder why that one's up so much. I don't know. So yeah, I would love to see a pullback. And if that happens, so since we're at all-time highs on everything, this puts us at all-time high exhaustion risk. So if we're going to pull back at all Monday, we would need to trigger Friday's low and start coming back through this range. And personally, I want this crash. I want this high, this low, this new high, and I want a new low, at least to down here, like 6,600. That would be a dream for me. And if it's going to happen, it's going to start with a daily reversal at all-time highs. So tomorrow when we're streaming, we'll be looking for that. If we don't get that, I won't be interested in the futures at all for Monday. And then if we do get it, and then we don't get much follow through to the downside on Monday, we'll look to play it back long on Tuesday. That's just kind of, our bias can completely change from day to day. And that is a good thing, because we don't want to get married to a direction. We want to trade what we see and what we know to be true and what everybody knows to be true. If you're below Friday's low, you can be short. If you're not below Friday's low, you cannot be short. And that's pretty much the same for all of these. Wait a minute. Something is goofy. So on the daily on YM, it says we're opening at 47,048, which there is no gap. But on the weekly, there was a huge gap. We're missing.
That's weird.
We're missing a day in there. Because it's saying the weekly high was 46,872, and it wasn't.
I'm seeing last week's high at 47,320.
Yeah, so the weekly candle on TradingView is messed up for YM, so pay attention to that. Which, I mean, it happens sometimes. But this is a big discrepancy, though. They need to fix this. The body of this candle actually should go all the way up to there. So we're actually opening inside last week's range. We are not gapping up, even though it looks like it on the weekly chart. That's not true. So things you know, your eyes kind of pick up over time doing this.
Right.
So yeah, so that's what I want. I did a weekend video. I covered like gold, Bitcoin, silver.
I saw way too many Bitcoin posts this weekend. So let's talk about it. I think Shab even has a request to talk about Bitcoin from the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pull up my tweet just so it's not hindsight. Okay, so I don't know if she had a specific question, but this was the tweet. This was October 1st, so 4 days ago. We had a weekly setup, a 2 down, 2 up reversal to trigger a monthly setup, and then the target was a new all-time high. So that's what it says. BTC week to trigger month to target a new all-time high. And then there it is. We did it. This happened at like 2 a.m. last night. I was admittedly up watching the new Netflix Monsters thing with Charlie Hunnam, the Ed Gain story. That was really good. I watched the whole thing yesterday like a psycho. Did Shab have
that one yet? And then any thoughts on the kind of the liquidation that came in, I guess, throughout the overnight, at least for people in the US? This violent move back down to call it 123,000. I don't know. I don't watch Bitcoin enough on the daily, like to see how it's moving, to see how, I guess, often it may just liquidate people after obviously that kind of move up to 25 or 125K.
Well, it's profit taking.
Okay.
That's where people I can't speak in generalized terms like that, but that's where we teach people to take profit is at a new all-time high. If you want to let some winners run, you can, but your running formation looks like this. Like if you made this a 2-week chart, it would be so crystal clear to you, which I can do that in a second. But so this is the daily chart. And then I already looked at it because I wanted to see where the profit taking happened. And it happened right where this white line is, right at 124,895. This is an inside bar. So this is an all-time high inside bar reversal. So, and they're probably looking to come down here and take out the 121 stops. Because if you go to a higher time frame, like the 4-hour, that's where people's stops would be. And there's a double bottom there. So they're, I would assume, attempting to come stop these people out after taking their profit up there. And for what is to come next, we don't know. We got to wait. I guess we get a new candle flip here in an hour and 45 minutes. So if you get, and this is going to be a big deal because you have a pivot machine gun, which is a whole bunch of higher lows. So anybody long, if we start coming back through this, is going to get stopped out. And the entry was down here. It was beautiful. You had this double inside day and up. back through the range to trigger the week, to trigger the month, and it never went against you. And then you even got another ad at the top there. And these are just inside bar setups, inside and up. Good, 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 good. Inside and up, add, good, take profit. Or leave a runner. But tomorrow or in 2 hours, if you get a reversal, you better probably take more profit. Because this can come through back down just as fast as it went up. And I will go to the 2 week and show you. Maybe it was the week. It's just a matter of seeing it. High, low, new high, new low, new high. If you just learn how to do this, you'd have really good, what's the word I'm looking for? Stats, like really good percentage of winners versus losers. And yeah. I could talk about oil. Oil did finish the broadening formation that we drew last week. That daily, that happened on Tuesday. This is so cool. Like once you start seeing it, you'll see it everywhere. So this made a new high to this. That's where if you were long, you'd look to take profit at the new high. And then if you're looking to play the other way, you short it on a reversal back down, targeting that low. And then that's where you can take profit. And if you're holding a runner, you would trail down the dailies. So you would have got just a little bit more, not much. But yeah, the broadening formation is everything. It's good stuff. So let's see what else. Crude oil is an inside month and down. So if it stays in force, meaning if it stays below the pink line all month, you can be short, targeting coming back through down to these new lows or to make new lows.
I'm just curious, where's, what was that rough level?
61.45.
Okay, yeah.
That pink line there.
Yep.
And then, your gold and silver are just still going.
Yeah.
Like just going. Like,
it's been up and away, obviously, but there have been there's been like a very good two-way trade intraday, and I had some fun kind of playing the 5-minute opening range, because one thing I guess I was reminded the last couple of weeks is that, oh yeah, gold opens like an hour and 10 minutes before equities. So if I'm sitting at my desk, instead of just mindlessly surfing the internet and watching equities do absolutely nothing, like there are scalpable opportunities in gold, like kind of off that it's called 720 central, just because that's the time zone I operate on. Right off that open. So that's kind of why I was just having fun last week, scalping around, playing both sides, made a little money, was very happy. But gold was still just seemed like every overnight almost, it just seemed like we made a new all-time high, and then the poor structure, the low volume of the overnight was just like punished upon the open and kind of shortly after I guess when equities opened too, you just kind of saw like a weakness move back down. But for the most part, all we kind of did was just balance within, above the old all-time high, and this kind of 30, whatever you want to call it, 3840s to this new all-time high top. Potentially, we'll see. I don't think it's going to not make it to 4,000, but for the moment, it seems like we've had a couple knocks at 3,900, and someone continues to try to sell us off from there. So it would make me laugh too, Sarah, if we got close. I mean, I'm not saying this week or in the coming weeks, coming months, whatever, next quarter, for all I know, make that run to 4,000 and we just get somebody violently like liquidating us at like 399.5, and then we fall back into like 3,800 and just have to climb that wall once again. So I don't know.
Well, that would offer a nice opportunity,
Exactly.
like you said, trading up here at the all-time highs is not really where you want to be buying. You want the corrective activity,
Exactly. And that's like where my bread and butter is. Like I've somehow been profitable, I guess, and continue to have, I guess, good months and good days at times, scalping and playing both sides of the tape at the all-time high in equities. And I guess I've been burned a few times, but that's why you use stops. And that's why you have good risk management to not continue to push it when you know you're wrong. But it's very difficult to trade, to be like an intraday trader and be just trading all-time highs. And, I've only been doing this for a few years, so I'm still learning and still constantly looking for new knowledge share, new things that I can incorporate into my trading. But man, I've never seen a market like this that just continues to make new all-time highs like nonstop without any sort of like real pullback. This is an outlier type of situation without, let's call it, a 2 to 5% correction randomly being thrown in there. It just continues to march higher. So I've taken my licks this summer, and I guess now this fall too, because it doesn't stop.
Yep. Gold 6 weeks straight up.
Just wild to see that.
About to be 7.
Yeah, we are opening right around the highs of last week, that 3,915's rough area, but that's basically the all-time high, kind of sitting up there. I don't think we got above 25s was the high last week. Yeah, like right around there. Let's call it 20s.
23.3.
Yeah. And we opened right around there. And I think there was, I don't remember how Friday closed off the top of my head, but.
Friday we closed at 39.12, and then we opened at 39.13. So like a point higher.
Yeah.
But we should hit a new all-time high. It's not that much meat on the bone there.
Exactly. Like this is another one where until we kind of pull back into like real structure, or not into structure, but pull back to some of these old volume builds, like these weekly candles I'm sure that you're looking at of it. It's just like until we kind of get back inside one of the others, like you should be looking for, I guess, a dip to buy if you are a more long time frame trader. It was having fun kind of scalping both ways last week, but man, until what, maybe inside 3,800, like you're not looking to short this for more than an intraday trade. Just seems like maybe 3850s, 3840s before I'd really want to try to even short this.
I wouldn't even attempt it. Well, it depends. If we make a new high on Monday and then we get a reversal on Tuesday, you could attempt a short, but you got to be quick to get out if you're wrong. Yeah.
This is really like until I want to say inside 3,800s before I'd really feel not even confident, because this is gold and it's still moving like this, but at least feel like, okay, we may retrace some of the structure of the last few weeks finally.
Yeah, it'd be really nice to, get like one of these.
Yeah. Like something like back to 30. Ideally, me being a more volume-based trader and all of the volume that was put in at the old all-time high or just below that around 3,500s, sometimes you want to see us like, hey, are we going to retest that type of breakout before we continue to march higher? But that might be a little too much of me asking. So
yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. Do you want to go back to your charts, Nick?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Peter.
We're right there. Yeah. So we'll do a quick run through of mine. I guess my thoughts too here on NQ, but for the most part, we're building above this. Not even necessarily my pivot spot for the week. I think I'm not really looking to short this thing outside of intraday scalps until we're back inside 24,800s, which coincides also with the month open for October sitting right around there at the 840s as well. If we were to get some real range expansions and volatility, I would be looking for downside and kind of targeting down here towards the 24,000 evens to the 24,300s, kind of in this old value area low that we were sitting in for most of September. So I'd kind of be watching that. But for the most part, I'm looking to potentially initiate longs around that 24,800 spot if we got that sort of dip. But just like ES, I mean, we really were in two different distributions throughout the week, and us continuing to march above and us hold over 25,000. I don't really want to short this, even scalps intraday. It just feels like my hands on the stove, and I'm just waiting to get just run over a few times. And I've done that, or I've had those moments throughout the week. So yeah, hard to be too bearish without a catalyst. And it just seems like every reaction to everything is just to continue buying the highs. So I kept thinking maybe we'll get some real data, or NFP was still going to come out last week, or the shutdown was going to end this weekend. And it's just, when there's uncertainty, I'm not looking to put a ton of capital at risk. So we'll see how things continue to evolve throughout this week. But yeah, not a whole lot has changed from my plan. We're still at all-time highs. It's still, for me, looking for intraday scalps that I can take to the short side when it makes sense. And potentially folding my swing short this week that I tried to initiate 2 weeks ago when we sold off from here. So I took partials down here, but man, trying to get into any sort of swing position to the short side is just a fool's errand, it seems. No corrections allowed.
Right. And you made a really good point about the economic calendar, because I posted in our Discord about it and everything said tentative. So
exactly. Like this week could be weird, and it could be, out of nowhere that you get that, okay, the shutdown's over, everything's back, data's coming out. So who knows? It's going to be an odd week, and us being at all-time highs when this is going on. I mean, who knows? It's going to be weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're supposed to have red folder news on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but it's all the FOMC on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern doesn't say tentative.
Yeah, that we will. I'm pretty sure we will get.
Okay.
There's going to be the FOMC minutes on Wednesday, and we'll talk about the economic calendar here in a minute. I just was taking a quick peek back at crude, which just continues to break my heart. Sarah, if you did not know, I'm a permabull in crude. Like, I just am not able to ever press the red button.
Oh,
doesn't work for my brain for some reason, but I can short the pig that is equities right now at any given time. But for some reason, I just refuse to ever be on the short side, apparently, with crude oil. So that's just who I am. Probably something to do with this being in Texas at this point, but it is what it is.
That's funny.
But yeah, I did kind of like this the 6140 spot as well that you were just kind of alluding to, really over 61s even. Like, if that continues to get us a decent volume build, then maybe we stay pretty range bound in oil. But if we lose 61s, like if we're below this, I have no interest in initiating long. So we're probably going to come down here and retrace some of this old structure back inside of the 50s into the 58s, 57s, I think was the most recent wicks that I was finding down there, going back to, I don't know when it was, maybe March, April.
You got 59s and then 55s.
Yeah. So for me, I ain't state once again, if we do actually break this consolidation of the last 2 months, let's call it, that we've been just trading between 61s and call it 65s, where all that volume really has transpired. If we lose this, the bottom edge of this range, like, hands off for me. I have no interest in trying to be the first hero to save crude from going negative possibly again. It's not going to be me. So I'll let it once again, maybe find its footing down there in the 58s, 57s before I'm really looking to kind of initiate any sort of longs at that point. But I am who I am. We'll see. Like I said, it's big for me. I traded gold last week, so maybe I will find a way outside of swing trading micros to actually trade and initiate an intraday position in crude oil. I'm getting there. We baby steps for me getting out of ES and NQ. Traded gold. Maybe we'll move on to crude, and I can actually trade all four of these intraday. But yeah, that's kind of crude. Gold, as I said, I was trading it last week, kind of just initiating, getting momentum on whatever side off the open of the opening range break, excuse me. So I was playing that and then just kind of trying to find momentum to that same direction in the session, if it seemed like sellers were more in control off that or buyers. So keep it very simple, simple day trader strategy, trading something that I don't necessarily look at, watch the DOM on every single day. So still learning how to actively trade it intraday, but seem to be making some progress. But for the most part, and like we were saying, until we're back inside probably even September's, value area high, the old all-time high here of 3,800s. Who knew? That was a week ago. Crazy. Until we are back inside that, yeah, it's still scalping short and getting the hell out of the way of the train that possibly is another new all-time high in March up towards 4,000. So playing with fire, continuing to short it, but I'm, like I said, I was keeping it very simple, just playing with momentum off the open. So. Yep. And YM not doing much of anything outside of the insane move that YM and the Rusty had last week. I think that was like around the same time. I think it was Deli was offering a gift to somebody or whatever. We were talking about something during Trade the Close, and he was like, "I'm going to give somebody a gift," and it was basically like, "You get the gift of my unprofitable short position that I believe he was trying to initiate at the same time I was." So I can't remember if that was in YM or something else he was trying to do. Maybe it was equities. Maybe it was puts in ES. Yes. See, there it is. Deli's there. I think it was his puts. That was what he was trying to give away. Yes, it was in Trade the Close. It was talking about what we are actually giving away when we get to 150,000 subscribers. See, my brain turned on, and now I know what that joke actually should have entailed. So yes, Deli's going to be giving away his short position in ES via puts for the 150,000 subscriber giveaway when we get there, which we are very close, Sarah.
I think we already hit it. Away. I thought we already hit it.
No, we're very, I don't see it. I think we're still at 149 and change.
Oh,
we'll
guys,
hit it Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, they're doing a huge giveaway for it.
Yep.
So get us there.
I am actually giving away something when we hit it. We're going to be giving away a brisket or a series of steaks from Snake River Farms. Actually, something from me. Since the whole crew on Trade the Close, I think we're all giving away random things. So that's what you're getting from me. So if somebody wins that and has a smoker and is ready to take on a brisket, that's what you can receive when we get to 150,000 subscribers. So to everybody hanging out, if you haven't hit that button, please do make sure you are subscribed to this channel. It's going to be wild when we actually do get there and start giving things away. I guess like a primetime Oprah Winfrey 12 Days of Christmas or whatever she used to do, where everyone gets something. So it's going to be like an episode of that, I think, once we hit it on the week.
Nick's going to give away Porsches. You get a Porsche, and you get a Porsche, and you get a Porsche.
If I could give everybody Porsches, I think I'd be doing very well for myself. We're not quite there yet. Maybe in a few years of trading, I still don't think I'd ever be there, but who knows? Maybe we'll get there someday. So yeah, that's what everybody should be doing, is making sure you are subscribed to this channel. But yes, Chab, 100% the Oprah meme will be back next week when we get there. Maybe even this week or whenever we actually start doing the giveaways. I guess that's maybe next week. But let's see. The economic calendar. As we said, grain of salt with a series of these, like jobless claims and maybe a few others that are potentially coming out this week. But the bigger event is going to be the Fed once again going on tour. Their book tour, their world tour that they continue to be on, where they just have a speaking engagement, every single one of them, for several hours during the RTH session. So be on the lookout for that. You've got Bostic, Bowman, Mirren, Kashkari, Mirren again, and the rest of the gang throughout the week. So I'm not going to go through and run off all of them because there are several. But the big event could be potentially Jerome Powell talking Thursday morning at 7:30 Central Time. So it doesn't matter about the other members. Sometimes anytime Powell opens his mouth in front of a microphone, the market tends to move and tends to behave erratically. So this could be prepared remarks where the market gets it, or the algos get it, and we get an initial reaction based on his planned speech once it hits the airwaves or hits Bloomberg or whatever it is that kind of sends things going haywire. So we'll see. But the FOMC minutes from last month from September will be out Wednesday at 2 p.m. Not usually a major market mover unless there was something that wasn't necessarily alluded to in Powell's press conference and the rest of this world tour that the Fed members are on this coming week. So I don't expect anything major, groundbreaking, new from what we heard a couple weeks ago. Gosh, it already feels like that was a long time ago. That was like 2 weeks ago when we had the FOMC and Powell's presser. But overall, pretty light week. As I said, I don't know what is tentative in theory. There's probably even some other ones outside of Java's claims that may not actually come out if the government's still on shutdown, but we'll see. Michigan's consumer sentiment, the preliminary one as well, Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. So yeah, that's the week.
So just want to mention real quick, like Nick just said, like we don't know, what's going to be said or not said. Just be aware of the times that things are supposed to be released, and probably don't be in a trade at that time. Yeah,
and and then I guess also be on the lookout for. I'm assuming this is going to be bullish because Deli tells me anything could happen, anything that ever will happen is actually bullish for the market. So if we do get a government back to work, no longer shut down, if there's a bill passed to, I guess, a spending bill or whatever it is that they need at this point to resume their taxpayer funded jobs, that would probably also provide a reaction whenever the market decides whenever they decide to release that information, the market will probably react positively because I would imagine that is bullish. So probably more uppies. Yes. T3.
More uppies.
That's what he said. So yeah, this is going to be an odd week, guys. I'm like, I don't know. Something feels weird to me. I don't know what it is. Something's not sitting right. Could be the shutdown. Could be the no data thing. Could be seasonality. It is spooky season. My house smells like fall, but it's still 90 plus degrees here, Sarah. So it's not quite a crisp fall day. I'm sure you're in Florida too. Fall's not real. You get like a couple months of fall, and then you get summer. That's basically it.
All the Floridians are super mad. They're like, they want their flannels and their bonfires, and you don't get that. You get the humid and the heat still.
Yeah, we really don't get you get that that first frigid's definitely the wrong word. That first crisp day, but not until November. It really is not cold here until the week of Thanksgiving, and then it's cold, and then it's cold till February. But yeah,
that's how St. Louis is.
Yeah, the Midwest would definitely be similar.
Except we get cold in October.
Yeah, for us it's and this goes back to, I guess, when I was young and still actually going out and doing things and wasn't married with a baby and all these, I guess, older people activities that no longer are as fun to what it would have been when I was 20. But it always seemed like you'd be in a costume on Halloween here in Dallas and on actual Halloween night, and you're out, and then suddenly it would be frigid cold out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it is actually October because I was in shorts for some reason. So that's usually around the time it starts actually getting cold. It's Halloween night. But anyway, I wanted to see if YM was doing anything, but for the most part, no. We're at the top, basically trading just like ES and NQ kind of are. The old all-time high still sitting right around there. So another decision point, are we going to fall inside of it, trade back in balance for a little bit? That Sarah calls it a broadening formation possibility. If we were to lose that, I guess, 47,000 mark, potentially go rotate back inside. I don't know if it's broadening formation. I'm just using words at this point.
So I'm looking at the 4 hour, and NQ is the only one that's broken its previous 4 hour high up yet. So if we can get the other three to do it, we'll have a simultaneous break to the upside on the 4 hour charts, which their targets are new all-time highs.
So very similar.
Yeah.
To kind of what we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of trading the all-time high market, Sarah. So tired. The summer has beaten me mentally. I demand volatility. It is October. It is spooky season. I demand to see a VIX above 20 for at least a couple sessions.
Oh,
Give me
that would be
something to
lovely.
trade.
Do you not trade stocks at all?
I mean, I do, but it's just long-term holding. Like
Oh.
I could be in something for a year, for a few months, take profit, get out. But it's not. I don't actively like day trade single stocks.
Okay.
I probably need to, because there are those days.
It's just good when all the futures are up at all-time highs and volatility's low. You can always find something moving in stocks.
I know.
Just makes it more fun. You don't get bored to death.
And that's something I think as I continue to do this year after year, like getting smarter, getting more strategic in what I'm doing, how I'm not only dispensing capital, but mental capital as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, hey, there's a potential position in a couple single stocks that I could probably take and not take another trade in ES or NQ for the next few weeks because I'm going to let something play out. So I don't know. We'll see.
Mental capital is huge for me now. I've been doing this. I just started my 8th year, and I remember when I was newer, I would hate when the market would close. I would hate, if we were an inside day, because I know that I'm not supposed to be clicking buttons during that time. But now it's like, I love those days. Like, I love that, we get a holiday, the market's closed, or if there's not a setup, then I can go do something else. I don't feel like I need to be chained at the computer.
Right.
So that is a lovely talent or skill that you learn over time.
I did want to see. I want to say it was nobody because we will be in like the swing of earnings season in a couple weeks, but I think it was super light. Yeah. So as far as earnings this week as well, I mean, it's Delta would be the only major one that I'd be paying attention to. Tilray, Pepsi. Yeah. I'm ready for earnings season to kick off again. I think the banks might be next week or the week after.
Yeah, they usually lead.
Yeah.
Banks.
So yeah, super light. Nothing earth-shattering, market moving as far as single stocks that are going to probably cause any sort of chaos, but just figured I'd check because I didn't actually have this set up and ready to go before I was coming on the air. So let's see. Are we doing anything? We're just kind of continuing to move higher. Did ES gap up or am I crazy?
ES did gap up?
Yes, it did. Okay.
By 5 points. No. Yes. We closed at 63. We opened at 68.
Yes. Okay.
I was looking at the dollar. Somebody mentioned the dollar.
Yeah. Do you want to go back to your charts? I don't watch the dollar very often, or Dixie, or I don't know what the other one would be. We got
sorry,
Inception.
guys. Sorry.
Streamception.
I got a lot of screens and a lot of tabs open.
You're good.
Okay, so somebody asked about the dollar. So we took out this major low back a while ago. What was that? September? Oh, I guess that was only a month ago. Not even a month ago. A few weeks ago. So let's go to the weekly chart. So we took out that low. So that is where if you were short, which we were telling you this. Well, I was telling it to you guys on the weekly watch list or the market outlook videos that I make on the weekends. So we took out the target. So that's where you want to take your profit. Then they got a reversal up 2 weeks ago. Didn't quite. Well, it did hit magnitude 1, which was there. So here is there was your 2 down, 2 up reversal. It only hit, like I said, the 1, but then last week you had an inside week. So now you're set up for an inside week break to the upside back through this range. And you've got, it's pivot machine gunny, which means a bunch of like stack stops is what we call them. And if you drew your broadening formation, since we're unable to stay below this low, right? And that was the major swing high. So if you kind of connect your dots, you got a low, high, new low, and we're trying to come back up and through. So it's trying to come back up here. And this inside weekend up is what's going to start that kind of an explosion, just because of all these stacked stops. So anybody who is short and has their stops against all these pivots, they're going to get stopped out. So they got to buy to cover, along with natural buyers coming in. So I would expect at least like a measured move of that week, because this, we're open. So I would expect we get up here, and then maybe it takes another week or two to get up there. But that's where I see the dollar going. So for the person who had that question, it's just technical. I don't have any other reason. I don't do fundamentals. I don't at all. Everything to me is technical and makes sense. So Larry Pumpkin, that was for you. And did anybody have any other requests? Like, does anybody want to look at pigs?
Yeah, let's look at hogs. Lean hogs.
Which one is it? I don't even know.
It's HE. I only know that because I did trade it for 2 days for fun.
Golly. 98. So we have an inside month. So this is either going to break up or down. Right? And, it's going to break down. So this would be the short trigger. Here, I got to make my lines make sense for you guys. That's a monthly, that's the previous month's range, trigger month. And then if that works, this 2 up, 2 down reversal works, you're through another pivot machine gun, which could trigger the month. The month trigger is right there. And then if it works and keeps going and stays in force, you could get all the way down there. So that actually looks like a really nice short setup for anybody who trades picks.
Yeah, I did it for a contest, won a cowboy hat, had some fun, but it was not the most interesting product to trade on a day trading perspective, because there's really, I noticed this with some of the ag products, I guess, on a short time frame. It's like there's kind of one move, and if you're not on it, you come back tomorrow. Like that's kind of the day. Then it's like a tight little like range bound. Like sometimes it just it at least it was when I was kind of watching it and trading it. So
I see what you mean. It almost looks like it gets stuck in the opening range.
Yeah, like sometimes it'll break out above it, and then it kind of it finds some. I guess it kind of makes sense too, because this is where like real life, like hedging and think weather, other things can kind of impact. Like you actually have people actually taking delivery of things. So sometimes it doesn't, I guess, behave or have the same kind of momentum at times. I think other other future products and things do, because there is real world application of some of these instruments. But could be wrong. But that's kind of why I think I noticed. It's probably because it has something to do with that. But yeah, ag was not my, I guess, favorite thing to ever play around with. But there'll probably another day. One of these weeks, maybe we'll get crazy and trade it. They also have the weird close too. So it's like we've kind of made the joke in the afternoon when we're trading the close, like maybe we should throw up an ag chart or something like that. We'll trade something we don't usually trade, and we'll just kind of base it on order flow and other things that we still look at. But then we realize, they're kind of closed at certain times for us. So that kind of defeats the purpose.
Wow.
Silver also broke out to the upside, I believe, right? Like up towards 48s.
Yeah, this is saying, let's see, the all-time high on this chart is 49.82. Yeah, that's the last target. We hit the second to last target, which was 48.19. The next target and the all-time high is 49.82. What is it on the ticker? Silver is different. We're still going for all-time highs, but it's got more range to go. 48.35. 49. That's I wish they like made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool stuff. Yep, so gold, I'm going to put an alert on that because that should be happening soon.
Yeah, it's hard to not see silver taking out that high, as well as gold eventually making that run that probably will be front run to 4,000. I would imagine that's not that far away. The way it's moving.
How far away is it? Let's see. So gold has a 312 setup on the day, which is an inside bar setup. So that's why I said we should hit a new all-time high today or really soon. So where's 4,000? It's only 2% away.
Yeah, and gold had a few 1% days last week, so I mean, it's been doing a lot of its damage in the overnight, and then we're maintaining some of those spots off the opens, but yeah, I don't think it's that outlandish. I think we may get there sooner than later.
Oh yeah.
Especially if there's still continued weakness like in the dollar. Why not? Just keep buying gold.
It'd be awesome if we could hit this target while we're on stream.
Where's the 25 or 23?
23.3.
Yeah, we're right there.
Yeah. We hit 21.2. And again, if you're wondering where I'm getting these lines and labels and for the targets and triggers, you can go into my pinned tweet on Twitter and print out the Strat combo sheet, and it'll give you everything that you need for like 2-2 reversals. Like this is a 2-2 reverse. Actually, this is a 3-2-2 because that's an outside bar. Failed 2 down. Long there, target there. It just took 2 days instead of 1, but target's still the same. So yeah, you can get that from my pinned tweet and you can print it. And I recommend you print it and learn it and study it. It's very simple. Very, very simple.
If we're going to do it. Yes, and NQ also kind of pushed their highs.
Okay, let's see. Still, the only one that's triggered is NQ.
Yeah, what was the level in ES that we need to get above?
It's basically 67.80.
That's the top of basically my opening range from Friday, the 5-minute opening range.
So RTY is pretty close to doing it, going 2 down, 2 up. ES is close to going 3, 1, 2 up. So inside bar and up. You can see the broadening. I drew this for Tom and put it in our funded chat channel. The broadening formation there, high, low, new high, new low, coming back through, trying to make a new high. So, yep, and NQ is the strongest because it's the only one above its trigger. And that's all. Yeah, we are inside day on everything. Inside, 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 inside. But if the 4 hours are going to work, we might go 2 up. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, this is, I mean, yeah, I really just, I see us just continuing to move higher. I hate this gap too. I hate Sunday open gaps. I know that's the name of the show, but psychologically, Sarah, I don't know if you do this or maybe this is just me being a more like volume profile and or flow driven trader where it's like, I know we don't always fill these stupid overnight gaps in futures as well as the Sunday gaps. The Sunday ones usually get filled and they tend to get filled at least in early parts of the week. Every once in a while they don't, but something about this always drives me nuts, like to initiate longs when we have a gap still lingering below, like from Sunday. So I come in tomorrow and this gap's still open. It makes me like a little more hesitant to take or initiate longs because I'm just waiting, I guess worried and waiting that someone large is going to come in and just completely liquidate us back down towards said candle. So.
Oh, we even had 60-minute entries. I didn't drop down low enough to notice, but this is called a rev strat, inside 2 down, 2 up to trigger the 4 hour. Well, we also call those domino trades where a lower time frame like the 60-minute can trigger the 4 hour time frame. And we had the same thing on ES, except it was an insides. No, maybe that was a 2 down. Yep, it was a 2. Same thing. A rev strat, 1, 2 down, 2 up to trigger the 4 hour. So technically, if you were using all your time frames for the futures traders, you guys would have seen the 60-minute. I didn't see it at the open. And Elaine mentioned NQs inside 15 and up to reconfirm the 4 hour setup. ES is inside 15 and up to try and trigger the 4 hour setup. So that would be an add. That would be an add. Good stuff for only an hour into open. Like NQ's already gone 58 points from the open in just an hour. And just 2 up, inside, up. So no reason to get out. Got higher lows. So you can't reverse until you take out a previous candle's low. That's just how it works.
Yeah, and we were coming on air. I didn't even see if it was just a ton of buyers initiating like immediately down there or what it kind of was that just shot us out of the cannon right at 5 p.m. I didn't see what that, I mean, the week open was, oops.
Nice 5-minute entries in there too. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there was just, it looks like a decent amount of volume that came in right at 25,000, just right as we were opening. So somebody bought it, at least on NQ.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing stood out to me.
Yeah, Tom, just yell at it.
Firmament, yes, you did in fact miss my generational trade in lean hogs as we were talking about it. No, Sara just did a good job kind of breaking it down. That there may actually be potentially a short opportunity kind of building there, but yeah, we'll continue to try to bring random thoughts or products that not necessarily we're watching, but just something that might look interesting or at least give us something to laugh at. because lean hogs will never not be, I guess, funny. As I
yeah, exactly.
just always,
Gold hit the new all-time high.
we did.
Yep.
Party on, gold.
Time.
And then someone immediately angrily is coming in now and selling it back down.
Yeah, they're taking profit.
Yep.
Not yet. Not yet. Let's see what they do.
We've got the previous week high at 3,923.
So if you were in from the daily trigger and if you took partial profit there, you would want to get out if you go inside and down. We got 5 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. So you would have got how many? 16.8. You would have locked in 8.2 points. And I don't trade gold, so I don't even know how much a point is worth on gold. There's a sheet somewhere. Oh, so far, still good.
Yeah, they're holding that, at least for the moment. It looks like somebody puked like 700 lots almost on that little stop run. Whatever you want to call that push above the old all-time high.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the volume. It looks like, yeah, it's somebody puked a little bit. So.
Ah. They're trying to go inside and up. This is fun. I like to watch and play the 1 minute chart.
I mean, that's basically what I don't trade off a 1 minute. I trade off a short time frame volume based candle chart. So similar to a 1 minute. It kind of moves like that or looks like that. Another new all-time high in gold. So
yeah, do you guys see how we're trailing? We're just going up, up, up. So it was 8.2. Now you're trailing at 10.4. You could even go to the 30-second, like this is crackhead status, but you can go to the 30-second chart, trail it up to there. You go to the 15-second. You got to have paid TradingView to do this, though. You could, look at that. So what are you in now? How much is it? 15.4 points.
Yeah, it's a nice little trade. Even just longing the breakout. Well, I guess that's what you're talking about. Above the old all-time high. Yeah, that's a pretty decent move. If you are, at least if I was trading it last week, I mean, I'm out. I'm probably completely done and calling it a session.
Good job, Bay. One of our futures traders says they got in at 39.16, which is perfect because that's the daily trigger. So that's the thing about the strat. Everybody knows where to enter. We all have the same entries. Ooh, still good if you're trailing on the 1 minute.
Wow.
Damn.
Gold is angry, folks.
Ooh, still good. Come on, make another one. There
Very
you go.
angry.
Like you could be super aggressive with your trails. Surprising volumes actually dropping off. But bulls don't need volume. See?
Yeah, there's just nobody trying to sell this yet. It's just people taking profit like you're kind of saying.
No, they haven't started taking profit yet. We have higher lows on every single candle, which means there has been no profit taken yet.
It's wild. This just keeps going.
Yeah. Okay. I can't draw lines for some reason right now. Yeah. With all these higher lows, they have not taken profit at all. Not until you see some sort of pullback. That's when the profit taking will happen. Ooh, and another high.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another fun week to trade gold. So I look forward to seeing wherever the heck it is that we actually open tomorrow. My goodness, still going.
Wow. What's ES and NQ doing?
Absolutely nothing. Just kind of sitting on the highs of Globex so far, but still inside that opening range from Friday.
Ooh, and look at that, guys. You had a 4-hour inside bar to trigger the day. This is why we use multiple time frames. So you could have entered at 39.14 to trigger the day at 39.16. Let's go to the hour, see if there was something there. Yep, a rev strat. Wow. Maybe I should start trading at night. You had a 60. This is okay. So here's your domino. You had an hourly to trigger a 4-hour to trigger the day. This is exactly the kind of stuff that we look for. So instead of entering just at the daily trigger, you're actually entering 4 points lower, which obviously reduces your risk because that's a potential exhaustion area because it's a pivot high usually on like an hourly time frame. Well, it is. That's the pivot high right there. So we like that. All right, let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, there's the profit taking. So if you were trailing, you'd be out now for 23.3 points. Because we finally broke the pattern of a higher low every single candle. And then I'm not saying you can't get back in, but that's where you lock in profit. And then if you get another 2 down, 2 up, you can get right back in. But you want to lock in the most amount of profit because you don't know how far this is going to pull back, right? So we like to lock in the most. That was awesome. That was fun.
And we appreciate everybody hanging with us. I know we're over time, but we're just having fun. I mean, it's kind of crazy when you see gold moving like this to not just sit back and watch the fireworks. Absolute insanity.
Curious to see how far this pulls down.
Yeah, I'd be curious if it pulls back inside 39.30s.
So you've already lost, 6 points if you didn't exit on a reversal? It'd be hilarious. Come all the way down there. I don't know if we will, but. Okay, so yeah, gold. That was a nice long trade from the 3-1-2 up. And a 3-1-2 up. Where are my threes? Looks like this. 3. So an outside bar, inside bar, 2 up, which is what we had on gold daily. Even the colors match, which isn't necessarily as important. Outside bar, inside bar, 2 up. So this is the sheet I was mentioning if you guys want to go and get and print out from my pinned tweet on Twitter. It's like down in the comments of my pinned tweet. Looks like RTY is going to be the next one to trigger the 4-hour. It's getting real close. And again, this chart is wrong. Don't like it, but it is what it is. Oh, sorry, not that chart. That's not YM. My bad. Okay. Yes, it was, Elaine.
Yes, it was.
Perfect domino on gold. All right. I think we're over. Do you have anything else you want to say, Nick, or do you want to go back to your charts?
Nope. I think we are. I think we're going to wrap it up there. This has been fun. I'm glad gold gave us some last little bit of excitement before we send everybody on the rest of their Sunday evening. I'm going to keep watching gold. As I said, I'm probably going to trade it a little more again this week, kind of see how we unfold here with the rest of the overnight, and we'll see what our lovely friends in Asia like to do or are going to do to gold. So yeah, as always, guys, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us, spending their Sunday evening, getting organized, getting set up and prepped for the week. So thank you all for your time. As always, if you're going to be trading this, trade safe, trade smart. Make sure you're using stops and you're not potentially trying to do anything stupid right now in gold. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening. The NinjaTrader crew will be back tomorrow morning bright and early to get you guys prepped in the pre-market as well as trade the open with you guys. I will see you all tomorrow afternoon to trade the close with So. And Sarah, any last thoughts from you?
Nope. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is always a fun time, and thanks for showing up and participating and, being open to learning a new strategy. It's real simple and easy. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter at Trade Sniper Sarah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. Everybody
Thanks,
have a good
Nick.
night. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.